Cancer, what's up, Cancer? How are you? This is G, and you are watching Allastrology. I'm going to talk about your October. We have an eclipse coming. This video is specifically going to be where the eclipse happens in your life. I'm going to give you the degrees. I'm going to give you the date, how you may see it manifest, how you may see it show up for you in your life. Okay. But I'm also going to talk about Mars. Okay. I have lots of videos out about Mars, but this video is going to be talking about where Mars is going to be in the next 7 months, right? Because it spends the next 7 months in one area of your life. Okay. It's in the sign of Gemini. And I'm going to look it up on the chart and I'm going to see where that shows up for you. Like where is this home? Is it family? Is it love? Is it money? Right? Is it career? Right? Let's dive into this. It's a Scorpio eclipse coming, right? It happens on October 25th, happens at 2 degrees of Scorpio. Okay. So for Cancers in their 5th house, here's the keywords for the 5th house: children, fun, joy, creativity, romance, taking a risk with my body. Do you find that you bond quickly and easily with children in general? Because that's what Scorpio energy is. It's the energy that bonds. It bonds to people, to events, to things. It bonds. Okay. It's also that band of brother energy because it's Scorpio. It's like we're warriors, right? Because Mars and Pluto rule the sign of Scorpio. So you would have history, like soul history, with people who you may have gone to war with them at one time, like as a, not that you were fighting them, although that's possible, right? How many people have literally had fights and ended up being friends later on? Like they respected them, right? They saw like their adversary, they respected them. They had this great strategy or this tactic or whatever the heck, right? Great work ethic. They had the ability to not give up and to just keep on fighting. They were a soldier. That's this energy. Yeah. So bonded energy, this can also be emotions, right? It can be wounds. It can be stuff that's happened from a long time ago. When I say a long time ago, it can be from earlier times in your own childhood. It can also be from other lifetimes. Yeah. Other times, other experiences when you weren't in the body that you're in now, right? Because your soul and your spirit don't die, right? With that soul history, sometimes it does carry the wounds, the pain of those wounds. And because this is a Scorpio eclipse and Scorpio energy is all about letting go and releasing, it does a really good job at just letting things go, right? So we can heal. That's the beauty of this eclipse. It says we're going to release something, but we're also going to gain something. It's the kind of eclipse it is, okay? So let's talk a little bit more about what else you could possibly be releasing. Now, when I say release something, Scorpio energy isn't just wounds, isn't just, having fun with my body, isn't just my fun, my joy, my romance. That 5th house placement also likes to be entertained. So there's something you do that's entertaining for yourself that you may be like, you know what? I don't have either time for this anymore or it's just done, like I'm done with it, right? But it's something you may have had an energetic past or a history with, and that's why you were doing it in this lifetime. I know it's crazy how that happens, but it's a real thing. So a release so that you can gain something. Now, the release could also be, because this is more keywords for Scorpio, it's taxes, right? It's insurance money. So this is the place where people can inherit things, right? So you may be lucky. Other people's values can become your values because that is also Scorpio energy. It's deeply bonded energy, right? So it's also inheritances. Yeah. The other people's money kind of stuff, the shared values, there's something there where as long as you're having a good time and being fun and being lighthearted and being entertaining yourself, people are going to give. Again, the 5th house keywords: children, fun, joy, creativity, and romance. And taking a risk with our body. We can't forget that one, right? There might be things you did in the past where you were like, oh my God, yeah, I did this, I did that, and I don't do that stuff anymore. Well, there seems to be something else you're letting go. Like, I'm not sure what, but again, remember the Scorpio keywords too, right? Taxes, emotional wounds from the past, right? Insurance. There might be some of that happening. Okay. Let's shuffle your cards because I want to give you a card. I keep hearing For some people, and with this placement, depending upon your degrees, there could be something connected to the automobile involved. So maybe you're changing auto insurers. Maybe it's something super simple. Again, it's at 2 degrees of Scorpio. So I'm going to split the deck. They're telling me to just take it and to just go like that, put the one on top of the other, and to pick this one. So that's what I'm going to do. I just listen to what they tell me. And for some reason, yeah, the cards come up and it's like, oh my gosh. So this card is like a Jupiter card. Okay. So Jupiter is right there. All right. And so truth, freedom, judicial system. It can also be very beneficial. Jupiter is typically a beneficial help. Usually where Jupiter goes, it does add to things. It can exaggerate things, but it likes to give. Yeah, this is crazy. It likes to give. It's a planet just like Venus that comes by and gifts you. Yeah, this is sweet. This is super sweet. One thing though is this card is saying there may be some, whether it's compromise or you got a squeaky wheel and you got to go find the oil and add it to the squeaky wheel. There may be something you have to do, okay, to make this work out, because this is my daily routines, and this could be a health thing, but it can also be a job, okay, but it's something you do in your home, right? Because this is the sign of domestic routines. Okay. So this can be a health routine. This can be a job or a daily task or just something you do in a regular, right? One of those health habits we have. So it could have to do with prepping of food or cleaning, even hygiene. Even this card is this energy here is hygiene. Um, it's also serving. Yeah, it's how I serve. Who do I serve? Are there people in your community that you serve? Are there people at your job? Is your job in service, right? Do you work in the service industry? There's something here where there's communication, Mercury, there's thinking, there's talking, there's sibling and neighbors, coworker energy. So it can be peers, people that live near you or people that live with you even. Um, or workers, right? Same thing. But there's information coming through, and it's going to require that you have the ability to think and talk, okay? And to use your words wisely. Jupiter's all about wisdom and using the words wisely. That is Jupiter's energy. And I'm trying to figure out how this looks really good for you. So Jupiter and Virgo is what this is. All right. These two energies typically don't get along. All right. Just got to keep it real. The reason they don't get along is because this energy over here is all about the details. It can be a little critical at times, overly critical. Okay, that's what happens because it's striving for perfection, right? So it tends to be overly critical. It doesn't realize that whatever it's doing, even though it's striving for the highest and the best, it might be striving for, you know, an end goal that isn't realistic, that's unattainable. It's possible. Now, this energy over here, the Jupiter and the Sagittarius energy, is all about the big picture. It doesn't like the details. So this is the trees. This is an earth sign, by the way. This is the trees, but this is the forest. Okay, it sees the big picture. So you see that we're like in a courtroom, right? And this energy also is spirituality and religion, which is why you see it looks like it's in a courtroom, but at the same time, they look like members of the clergy or something, right? They look like men of the cloth, the sacred cloth or something, right? So there's something interesting here with religion and spirituality and beliefs and your thoughts about that and the communication about that. And there's something here where there's a little bit of stress. So I just want to make sure that you take this card into consideration to this releasing and this letting go. Okay. And I see tappies at my leg, and that's cat energy. That's more Virgo energy. So maybe pets involved too, domestic pets. Whenever the cats arrive, yeah, that reminds me to talk about how Virgo energy is also domestic pets. And so, yeah, kitty cats. Huh. How are you? But again, it's domesticated animals. Okay. Someone where you would actually, they live in your house type of thing. Nowadays, we got people living with all sorts of stuff, right? So what we're going to do is talk about your Mars energy. Okay. Your Mars, um, Cancer. Oh, interesting. Ooh, you're going to have active dreams. Ooh, it's in your 12th house. Okay, so here's the thing. All right, it's Mars and Gemini. So it's subconscious thoughts, right? So it's things that you think about that you maybe might want to keep silent. Okay. Now I'm saying that because you have a past life, or I should say, other lifetimes, you have soul history of being, um, you love information, you like learning. And so you have other lifetimes where you may have been a teacher, okay, working with youngsters, absolutely, coworkers and peers, sales. Now, because of the location of this for you, it's in your 12th house. Mars being there, Mars, first of all, is really impatient, meaning it's going to just go off at the mouth because it's in Gemini. And so if it's in their 12th house, that means stuff that you subconsciously think about may just come out. All right. Now, this is for the next 7 months of your life. Right. So this goes all the way until like March of 2023. So you're going to want to like be aware of that. When it comes to Mars energy, it's our ego. First of all, we have thoughts and we may have judgments on others. Oh, yeah, that was that other card too. Judgments, unconscious judgments was that Jupiter and the clergy, unconscious judgments. Yeah, there might be some of that. So remember, that's releasing and letting go. Children, possibly people that you're deeply bonded with, people that you had fun with, could be a romantic partner. So yeah, just trying to tie that all together for you. This Mars stuff, it's also going to make your dreams really active. So you're probably going to sleep less because Mars is there and Mars is the physical body. It's really active. Right. So if you are sleeping when you're sleeping, Mars is going to be, yeah, keep your dreams active. Like you got dreams where you're just doing physical things. You're not so much being a watcher or a bystander. You're being it's an action-packed dream world, right? Yeah, that could be that. But just keep in mind with it in your 12th house, and if it's your subconscious thoughts, it's stuff that you, if you're not aware of it, right? Because Mars has no patience and Mars wants to be first. Mars likes being first, right? If it's in Gemini, which it is, it wants to be first in the news. Yeah. So whether it's the news in the neighborhood, absolutely, because it's Gemini and Gemini is your neighborhood. It's with siblings, it's communications. So I feel like for some of you, this has already begun. Keeping in touch with siblings, keeping in touch with friends, keeping in touch with neighbors. This can express like that really easily for you in your life. And so if this is something you have been saying, hey, I this is important to me, I kind of I want to make sure that I'm doing this. That could happen. You could be saying, hey, I'm going to make sure that I'm keeping in touch with neighbors and coworkers, people that I used to work with that, we're friends or we just haven't talked in so long because we don't work together anymore type of stuff. Mars will take the action. Mars will say, hey, let's chat. Mars will say, hey, let's talk. The only thing you want to be cautious of is that after October, right? Even this date, October 25th, Mars is getting more impulsive, more impatient, more easily irritated. So keep in mind, if you are talking to people that you hadn't talked to in a while, or even if it's just your regular folks, like even in your community, just recognize your ability to have this subconscious lack of patience. All right. And when that happens, Mars is going to pop off. Mars is going to open its mouth and it's just going to pop off. So let's pull your card. So they're telling me to shuffle like this for you. So I'll do that. I'll do as I'm told. Which is only happening since I've been doing cards. I don't like someone telling me what to do. And so I would always be like, I'm not listening to you. Get the hell out of here. Then I realized, well, with cards, we can do that. Like it's cards. Let's experiment and see how it works. And so that's what I'm doing. I heard stop, card on top. Card on top. Let's see what you get. Oh my gosh. This is such a Mars card. It's really Mercury. Okay. You see Mercury down here? Yeah. It's really Mercury and it's in Gemini. And that's what we're talking about. We're talking about your Mars in Gemini. So this gives us a clarifier. This is coworkers, this is siblings, this is people in your community, your neighborhood, okay? This is sales. This is talking. talking on the phone. This is social media. This is the internet. Okay. Social platforms, news, being the reporter. Are you going to become the reporter? Are you going to be I'm just delivering the facts, just the facts, ma'am, just the facts? Are you going to be that person? This is Mercury. Remember, with Mars here, you don't want to share something until you've got all the information. All right. Because Mars is super impulsive, it's super speedy, it's super impatient. All right. Think before you speak. This is crazy. You got this Mercury card. Yeah. Coworkers, siblings, people who are at the market, right? Do you go to the markets? Do you talk to vendors and stuff? This is that. This is so totally that. It is the merchant. It's people who are selling things, who are talking while they're selling things. Um, yeah, it's where you can go to barter and trade even. This is that, absolutely. Really fascinating. Communication and thinking. Your subconscious thoughts, your subconscious ways of communicating. Yeah, dreams. Yeah, you might get information in your dreams. Mercury's coming through strongly. The thing about Mercury, ancient astrologers, Mercury, when we read up on it, the messenger of the gods. And if that upsets you, then just say messenger of God. It's Mercury energy. All right. But because it moves so fast and because it's going to be with a Mars that's on roids, literally, we got to slow the information down. Okay. We got to just like go over the information before we share it. And we got to check ourselves that we're not trying to be cutting with our words, that we're not trying to harm anybody, And I don't mean like kill somebody, but just we're not trying to be malicious in any way because Mars has a tendency to have. Remember, Mars was born for war. Yeah, so just keep that in mind. But you have the Mercury support, and if it's in your 12th house is the house of the divine. So with Mercury here, that tells me pay attention to your dreams. You'll be getting information. Yeah, you'll be getting information. Okay. So I love this for you, Cancer. I love it, love it, love it. Here are your cards. And yeah, enjoy your October. So below the video, I'll have all the degrees for those of you who like to pay attention to the degrees in your chart. Again, if you don't know and you want to know, just comment below.